Hi, I'm Dave Worzel, and you're watching PHTV4 Spotlight. Today's Spotlight is on a local photographer and birder, and somebody who works locally at Wild Birds Unlimited, Liz Schissler. Thank you for being here this morning. And this is a great time of year to talk about birding. The birds are showing up again. The weather is turning. But having seen your photos, you do incredible work. I know you just got back from a trip, and hopefully kind of get a run through all that. Can you give us your background, though? Like, how long have you been into birding, and how long, have you been taking photos that want everybody to check out?
Well, thanks for having me. I have grown up in the area. I grew up in Alsip, and I was always an outdoor kid. Loved nature and didn't really immerse myself in it until I got this incredible job here at Wild Birds Unlimited. Mel and Laura have given me so many opportunities to grow, and photography just kind of became part of it. I absolutely love photographing nature as it's unfolding. It's something to also remember special moments when you're out there. Everyone that works here has been incredible knowledge, learning. Rick that works here is a photographer, so picking his brain all these years and growing with him has been incredible. So.
You're talking about your photos and picking the brain of others and gaining that knowledge. Your photos definitely, we can all go take pictures. I've taken pictures before, but having looked at your photos, you're definitely capturing not just special moments, but yeah, you do get the sense of the composition and the shapes and the colors in it, and obviously some extraordinary shots to catch wildlife or nature in that specific moment. Can I run you through just a few about some of your photos specifically?
Sure.
How about your favorite?
My favorite to photograph is definitely short-eared owls. They come here only part of the year. They kind of migrate down from way far north in Canada, and they spend the winters here in our grassland areas in Illinois. We're very lucky to have them. They're kind of predictable. They come out a little bit before sundown, so you can go and hopefully see them. They also share the land with the harriers. They're an incredible hawk that hovers over the grasslands as they all try to find voles. Sometimes you can get them fighting with each other, so it's really, really fun to stand out there and watch them and get them flying, which is basically one of my goals has been to capture them in those kind of moments where they're hunting and interacting with each other, and that is my favorite to get.
I say that is a step up from here's a bird on a branch. No, here's a bird engaged in a behavior that is much more difficult to catch. Find the bird and then catch it in that activity, right?
Definitely. It comes with, like picking others' brains, learning how to set your camera, learning your equipment. Sometimes I refer to it as like playing a guitar. It can be kind of crazy to be out there and have to shift gears on your camera or your lens, but it's been an incredible experience, and I feel like I learn something every day when I go out there, and also learning the subjects. You kind of have to study what their habits are to kind of get some of those shots.
So there's a lot more involved than just point and click and
Definitely, and one of the biggest things that a lot of people don't realize is the editing, as you guys are probably familiar with. You have to have some great editing tools. Lightroom and Photoshop is amazing. There's so many tutorials on YouTube and other places. If you find friends that are into it, they can help you with great tips, because it really does enhance your photography a lot.
Okay, so we got your favorite, the owl you mentioned, right?
Short-eared owl.
All right. How about the most unique photo you ever captured?
That would be recent. I just went up to northern Minnesota to Zaxim Bog. It's an incredible wildlife place that's basically active in the winter. The great gray owls come there, and that was a dream of mine to get them, and I did. So that was very, very incredible.
Congratulations, what a
Thank
great
you.
find. How about, have you ever had one of those like unexpected moments, like, oh my gosh, I'm not here for that, but you got one of those?
Definitely. I love warblers. Warblers migrate through here in the spring on their way up to nest in the north. They come from super far south in South America. They're super tiny. They're very active, hard to get. And I thought, oh, I am never going to get some of these. They hang at the treetops. They, won't come down. They're always up there getting bugs. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to just walk down the creek a little bit more and take a breath. And all of a sudden, there it was right next to me.
Right.
And it was a northern parula. And yeah, shocked me. And one of the best moments I ever had taking pictures.
All right, I'm going to ask, maybe you're giving away a trade secret here. When you said creek, are you talking in the Palos Park area, like McCleary Springs
I
or
am
somewhere?
talking about McCleary Springs, yes, which is a fantastic place to get warblers in the spring.
Okay. All right, good tip for people there. How about the most challenging photo? You're getting this one, but boy, you had to work to get it to make it happen.
That might be actually my favorite too, is the shorter dolls. They're tough sometimes to get. Sometimes they fly at great distances in the fields, and sometimes you get lucky and they come close by. But you have to be ready. So that they are challenging, very challenging. Sometimes you get one day out of the whole winter. That's good. So.
All right. Now, maybe this is going to feel like I'm putting you on the spot. Having seen so much of your work, though, you definitely deserve it. Like privately, like, boy, I'm a pretty good photographer. What photo would you say, like, yes, that's pretty good stuff I got there?
Honestly, that might be pretty recent. I was on my way home from Minnesota, and bald eagles are in a big quantity up there. And as I was driving down the highway, I was an hour out of where I left, and there was probably 40 eagles that I had seen either on the side of the road or flying above. And one just happened to land in a kind of short pine tree, and there was a road right in front of it. And I don't know how this got so lucky, but I was able to pull off and take these incredible photos of this eagle up close, almost right next to my car. And he posed in 7 different ways, took off, had beautiful moments with it. And when I got home, I was like, wow. That was amazing. So.
It sounds like a magic moment. And then maybe I think you answered this already, but I'm going to give you a chance just in case. The best places nearby to get to get good photos of birds or wildlife.
We live in an incredible nature area with all the forest preserves that we have around here. I do love McCleary Springs. It is one of the best places to get birds, and not just migrating birds. There's pileated woodpeckers in there. There's owls in there. The kingfishers fish in the creek in McCleary. The grasslands are incredible places to get birds that we would never really see in our backyards. Meadowlarks and dickcissels, they all nest on the ground in the grasslands. So it's, everywhere around here you can find things definitely that you can photograph, either just sitting around on a branch or flying or, in its own habitat. A lot of singing going on by nesting season, so you can get beautiful shots of them in action. It's great.
It sounds like it's a good commercial. Go for a walk in the forest reserves or the meadows here. You will find something.
Definitely.
All right. So you mentioned the trip to Minnesota. Do you have any other, I got to get to that place next. That's my next photo trip for whatever wildlife you're after?
Oh, yeah. My dream is to go to Yellowstone next. So, there's so many wildlife beyond, birds, mammals that I would love to photograph. So I'm hoping for that.
All right, good luck. I hope that one happens soon for you. And maybe this is the nerd in me coming out. What camera do you use? What lens are you using, or what size? You talk about the equipment you use a little bit.
I have an older setup that I love very much. I still shoot with a DSLR, which is a digital camera. Everything nowadays that's coming out is called mirrorless. They are beautiful setups. I'm comfortable with my older setup. I shoot Nikon, a D500, which was specifically designed for wildlife photography. And I use one of their lenses, a 2 to 500 that I shoot with. I'm happy with that.
Right, the 2 to 500, that gives you quite a range to work with, I'm sure, right?
It does, yeah. It's pretty great. So,
All right. Final, question or questions for you. What do you like best about, and maybe it was reflected in the trip, but photographing birds or wildlife?
the diversity of species, there is so much out there, and there's so much that migrates through here at different times of the year. So there's never a time where it's, uninteresting. There's always something happening through our area. And even in our yards, I love photographing the birds that come to the feeders. That's how all this really started. And Mel and Laura have given me an incredible opportunity at our store to be part of our social media and share these photos. It just brings so much joy to my life, and talking with our customers and everything that they see. There's never something that's not happening nature-wise in our area. So it's
It is,
amazing.
yeah, the opportunities are so wide and varied, and there are so many amazing things to see. And then maybe a final question. So somebody walks in, they're like, yeah, that looks kind of cool. I think I'd like to try it. Maybe they don't quite know what they're getting into. What advice would you give somebody getting started in this hobby?
For me, I started with my phone, and then I started realizing how much beauty there is and how much, activity there is in my own yard that I didn't realize. And it just kind of grew from there. And I think if you love it, just keep doing it. There's so much information out there that makes it easy to fall in love with it. It's not hard, which I thought it was at first, and then I started just keep on reading and going out there and shooting pictures. That's really the best thing, and if you're having fun, that's all that matters.
And what a great way to have fun and to be in nature and enjoy it that way. Liz, thank you very much. I look forward to the next photos that show up on your Instagram and the Facebook and through Wild Birds Unlimited. A lot of great photos. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I'm Dave Worsley. You've been watching Spotlight. Today's Spotlight has been on photographer Liz Schissler. Thank you for watching.